Okay, now I can go. Today is Mother's Day, and for many of us, that is a complicated holiday. We all hold the joys and sorrows, memories, hopes and wishes that it carries with it today. Today, we celebrate the conclusion of our Stewardship Campaign with fellowship and ice cream and the hope of sign delivery by next week. We also celebrate the end of youth faith formation and the leaders who served this year. That's a lot of ground to cover and a lot of feelings to process. And while they might seem a bit disparate, all of these events share a common theme: nurturing. Mothers nurture their children. Stewardship nurtures our mission, goals, and legacies. Our youth faith formation leaders nurture our children and youth in understanding and living our values. In my observation of the way things work around here, I have found the expression, "many hands really do make light work." It is my joy and honor to guide the many ways my fellow Arukians use their many gifts to preserve, care, and nurture for this, our chosen community. I am completely dependent, very much relieved, and eternally grateful for the many hands at work in this congregation. The Montessori method of teaching, which Spirit Play is based upon, stresses hands-on learning. Children are encouraged to think, work through, and problem solve through touch and movement. One of the tenets of Montessori is that the hand will grasp what the mind cannot. I'm going to say that again because to me that is profound. The hand will grasp what the mind cannot. Our physical being, our body, our hands are the tools we use to discern, to feel, to fix what we cannot yet comprehend. We make the movements even when we don't know and can't say the words. We use our hands with care and intention in many ways here at ORUUC. Let's name some of the many ways folks in our community lend a helping hand. Hands that play an instrument. Hands that gather offering. Hands that amplify my voice. Hands that change the slides. Hands that light the candles. Hands that knit right as I speak. Hands that welcome a newcomer. Hands that clap in appreciation and joy. Hands that made a whole bunch of tissue flowers. Thank y'all, especially you, Stephen. Hands that fill tables with nature and fidget items for all kinds of little and big hands. Hands that comfort a small child. Hands that feed the hungry. Hands that take another hand in an offer of peace. Right now, our world feels beyond our understanding, but our hands continue to touch, hold, and serve each other. We continue to nurture the world even as we can't make sense of it. Our helping hands know that love is always within our grasp. That, to me, is profound. Let us take a moment to acknowledge, appreciate, and bless the many hands that nurture this community.
I'm going to read a reading from the UUA. It is by Lucas Hergert, and it's titled Your Hands. Got a theme, right? Your hands, the ones that you are holding together in prayer or desperation or hope. The ones with the tiny scar you carried since that bicycle accident all those years before. The ones that today may shake with worry or sit still from the gravity of the headlines. Those hands, your hands, there is something you need to remember. A needful thing to remember about your hands. That they are the very same hands that petted the cool, slick back of a kitten on its first day. The same ones that flattened the crumpled edges of a construction paper heart after the glue came unstuck. The same hands that just last night pulled your family's patchwork under the chin of your youngest as you whispered, "It's going to be okay," and wanted it to be so. The same hands that offered, in the simplest gesture of gift giving, a tissue to a stranger who, tears leaking down her face, asked why, addressed not to you but to God, asked of the world whose glue had come unstuck. They are the same hands that give the world its most needful thing. You know its most needful thing. You know because your hands have always given it, always offered or tried to offer the kindest touch, exactly when it was hoped for. And you know that nothing can change that, right? Nothing can take away the brilliant, beautiful power of the hands God gave you. Not to pull a trigger, but to proclaim the softness of the world. Nothing can annul the kindness of your touch. There is a power in your hands, the power of kindness that beckons to remake the world always, as though this were its first day.
And now we will take the time to appreciate our youth faith formation leaders who've used their hands and hearts throughout this year and for many, many other years as well. Susan? Susan, we're going to read your names. Hopefully yes, we will get those on our slides. And Stephen is going to hand you your flower of appreciation. Leaders, come up when your name is called, and please remain there so we can give you all a group thanks at the end.
Some people say that Disney World is the happiest place on earth, but I think the nursery is the happiest place in the church. Everybody ought to stop in sometime. My helpers, my wonderful helpers, are Ashley Fee and Maeve Beaver. Could not do it without them. He doesn't do it this year. Preschool. I was waiting for this slide to change. Margaret Durgan, Michael Raymond, Jimmy Groton, Christina Elliott. They also get to have fun. Not as much as we do, but you know.
In Spirit Play, we have Aaron Reed, who was out of town and who came to me almost in tears because she was missing today, but it's okay. It's Carol Bean. Carol pinch hit for me this year so I could lead Al, so I owe her a big gratitude. Thank you so much. Peter Scheffler and Jim Notaro.
In the middle school, which is sometimes the most challenging place on earth, but we love it. My assistants in there, my leadership in there is Melissa Bishop, Stephen Barker, Aubrey Wick Sebastian, and Matt Jordan.
And in the high school room, which is my personal favorite place, I don't know what to say about it other than we just love getting the chance, getting the chance to hang out with the youth and get to know them and just watch them grow. It's the most rewarding thing that I can think of. So we've got Jamie Garner, Robin Naughton, and Becky Spain-Kaiser, which I believe Becky is at work today, so.
Again, thank you to Stephen Albright for making those flowers, and it honestly just looked like a display, so it's kind of neat that we all got flowers. Thank you to the many hands that helped us in faith formation. Let's give them a hand. All right, we are going to sing our closing hymn, and children, I want you to be ready because when we take a break in the song, I am going to call you forward then for a special surprise.